Hello. What we are going to do today is we're going to try to extend our grafting season. We normally graft here on Florida in December, January, February, especially top working trees. But what happened now, we are in April 22nd. The trees have already flowered. There is no ending budwood that has been dormant. Everything is active and growing. This was a failed bark graft that I really want to save the time and put a Donny tree in here, which was the original plan. Now, I've been trying some experiments of budwood at this time of the year, and what I have done, I cut the endings as I'm showing in the pictures that you see here. I pick a branch that has no fruit. That fruit's already set and growing. It could be 1 or 2 ounces because you will get that at this time of the year in Florida. And then you cut it, the end. You come back 10 days, 7 days, 8 days later, and that branch is beginning to sprout back. That is the branches that we want to use for this late grafting. You force the tree to bud out, and you're not going to get flowers, but you're going to get some leaves that are coming out, and this is what we want to use. I have tried it and seems to work. Now I just want to take this failed graft, bark graft, and do 100% grafting now in April 22nd. By no chance I picked today, which is the second day of the new moon. So we should have a very successful graft, and we'll follow it and see how it comes out. As you can see, the tree is a lot thinner now. We took some of the big branches. We found a pleasant surprise on the other side, which I will show you now, is that one of the original bark grafts that I thought had failed actually came alive recently, and it's growing. So we are going to take some of the rest of the other water shoots and graft them with more Donnies so we could have a good strong Donny tree. I'm going to just leave 6 of these water shoots. We're going to start cleaning them up. Also, you clean them up so you could work. Cut the top off and then cut the side branches so you could get to the area that you want to work, which is as close as possible to the bottom. And if there are too many water shoots coming out of one place, like I did this one, I cut this one out because I put my sights on this big water shoot, and I'm going to keep this water. The tree is ready. We have identified 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 possible 7 possible locations that we are going to we have identified 7 possible locations. We have the water shoots ready to graft. This is the budwood we have selected. As you could see, this is a little older wood. This is a little fresher wood, but they all have signs that they are ready to push out and grow actively. So we're going to try different ones to see what work best. Mature like this one, or fresh green like this one. I mentioned before, this was one of the bark grafts that I did in December, to be exact, January 14. This failed, this took, the other 2 that failed on the other side. I think they failed because when the tree gets cut and the warm season comes, the tree blows up with new shoots everywhere and it just overtakes this. But since we have pruned it now, we're going to graft more of these Donnies in here. Maybe this has a chance to grow. I showed veneer grafting before in other videos, so we are just going to show you one for the sake of showing it. But it's basically the same process we do. First, we cut the budwood. See? I like to give it a little wedge on this side. and then we're gonna cut it here. When you're doing this size big shoots, I mean, it's crucial, but it's not that crucial as long as the juicy parts, you know, I'm not gonna give you technical terms, the juicy part is touching each other. It's okay like this. Do it tight, and so make sure that if you're doing 4 or 5 or 6 of these onto a tree, really, technique, it's important, but it's the law of averages that will make your graft successful. Just don't be afraid to try it. Just keep trying it until you are successful. Now this is secure. We'll go on to the next one. Probably we'll do this one right here, and then we'll stop taping this. We're going to use maybe now this one that's a little bit greener compared with the others, the other one that I use in here, but you know, we'll just do it. Always remember, always try to leave like some buds inside here, because you see in some of my other videos, sometimes these die, but this keeps growing. Try to put that in the middle. It's okay if you go a little bit above here. That has never been a problem for me. The cut doesn't have to be exact or precise. I normally then come and wrap it around here with the film to protect it, and that should work. That should work. All done. Then we'll look at it after it's finished. We are done. We have put 7 grafts on this tree, and now we're going to put the label to remind us the day we did it. And another thing that I am tracking is I'm putting it in the label that this was grafted on full moon, April 22nd. It has been 20 days since we top worked this tree. It is now May 12th. I've learned a few things. First is that at this time of the year, when everything is so actively growing, you get to know right away whether it worked or not. I will not take movies because my camera doesn't take close-up shots really well. But you are seeing pictures right now of how some of these grafts look 20 days after they were grafted. This tree, for example, it has definitely 5 grafts that have taken. So that's enough. Even with 1 graft taken, that's enough to change the variety on the tree. I did 2 trees. On the day I did this, I did another one further down below, and that one is doing also very well. You to change canopies like this, or it should work also on a container tree. There is no difference as long as at this time of the year you prepare the budwood. It does take a little bit of time. If you're doing 200 trees, it may be easier to do it during the dormant season, where you can collect budwood without having to prepare it. There's 5 grafts on this stump. This is the second tree that you see. They're all all are actively growing. It's really amazing how well this system works at this time of the year. Again, you remove all of your activity that's growing to keep the force and the energy down where you want it, which is in the grafts. Like everything else in life, it needs maintenance. You need to take care of it. This is another that we did a few months ago. It's doing very well. This would be enough, but we have another one growing down here that probably it's behind because I did not remove the tape, the plastic tape, when I supposed to. I'm going to do it now, and you'll see this will immediately take off. My normal rule is that I would remove this tape once I have a couple of inches. This is probably 4 inches. Once I have a couple of inches, I remove it. Or 6 weeks. I like to remove it at 6 weeks if at all possible, because by then you either have fusion or you don't. We have perfect fusion. You remove everything that's growing that's not supposed to. Then what I'll do, I'll take the same plastic. Oh, you see, this is what's growing. This is part of the water chute, so this needs to be removed. There, you see. Now this parafilm we could leave because this parafilm will kind of take care of itself. Then I kind of twist this around because at this stage these are kind of tender. And then I come to here, give it 3 turns, 1, 2, 3 turns to create some cushion, and just tie it. That will give support to the new growing shoot. There, that's the maintenance you need to do. I will take a close-up picture of the fusion so you can see how well it is. This is another one that was done exactly a month ago. You can look at it how well it's doing. It is growing in 2 spots. This is the same type of budwood that was prepared, cut ahead of time to force the flush, and it's doing very well. In a couple of weeks I'll be taking off the tape. I would bet if I would take it now, there is fusion, but I'd rather just wait the 6 weeks. Then this, you need to keep the water chute clean, no growth. Eventually the water chute will die, and eventually the water chute will be like this here, that this is the graft, this is the water chute. This will begin to die at some point, will begin to die, and this will remain. Let me see if I could show you this, okay? This, you could see the color. I don't see anything in this LED display in the sun, so okay, there it is. You see this is going black, turning black and dying. It will die all the way to where the graft union is in here. This is dying here. It will die to here, and this will keep growing. But in the meantime, you use this to support the new growing graft. Some of these water chutes stay alive for a long time, and it's not a bad idea to keep them alive. You see this one's still growing up there, and it's okay because it'll be a good support. As long as you wash it, it'll be a good support. So I could put plastic like I did here to support this. This section of the second tree I did on April looks really spectacular. I'm not betting on the autofocus of this camera, but all of these are actively growing. Amazing. 5 together in one spot, growing very nicely and very well. I have 3 more here. One definitely is growing, the other 2 don't show signs of growing, but this here would be enough, because probably if suppose that nothing takes in here, I would come and cut this here and that here, and this will keep growing, and in 12 months you would not even know what happened here. I think I want to summarize the process because it's very important how you prepare budwood. Let's say this is I cut this from the tree to make it easier. but you come here, you see all these growing, where you see a bud here and a bud there. Come and you cut this like this. I leave 1 or 2 branches, but okay. And then in a few days, you know, whatever it takes, all depends how actively the trees are growing in your area. Then you come, this has healed, the cut, and the buds are, I have 1, 2, 3 buds pushing. This will be the ideal bud width for this type of graft. It's green, it's fresh, and you know what, it's going to take. So that's basically the drill that you have to go through, but you have to do it in as many as you need. A final comment before someone asks. This is the blade I like using among other tools that I have lately. This is becoming my favorite. It is an Excel number 2 medium duty knife. I don't use their blades. They're not sharp enough and they're not thin enough. But I use the chic blades that come in this cartridge. You see, they fit right on this handle very nicely. They're easy to remove and put in. They make a very thin cut that I like very much, especially in the type of softwood that I do my grafting on. And even if I get home, I used it today in the grove, I'll clean it, take my leather strap with the fine honing powder, and they're back to new for many more uses.